So let's start our discussion regarding the cardiovascular system. So when we say cardiovascular system, these are composed of your heart, the blood vessels, and even the blood. Pero ngayon, magpo-focus lang muna tayo sa heart natin. So but before tayo pumunta sa structure and function ng every parts ng ating heart, ang gagawin muna natin is to discuss kung ano ba talaga yung ginagawa ng ating heart or ano yung function niya. First natin, it generates blood pressure. So sabi dito, generating blood pressure, how? By the contraction of the heart, generate blood pressure, which is required to force blood through blood vessel. Remember class, ang ating heart ay tumitibok. Nagbibit yan. So ngayon, bakit siya nagbibit? Para maidala niya yung mga blood sa mga different parts ng body. Paano niya madadala yan? Through pressure. That's why yung blood pressure natin, meron tayo niyan because of our heart. So kung mas mataas ang blood pressure mo, ibig sabihin mas mataas or mas malakas yung pagtibok ng iyong puso. Second one, routing blood. Pag sinabi nating routing blood, the heart separates the pulmonary and the systemic circulation, which ensures the flow of oxygen-rich blood to tissue. That's why, 'di ba, dapat may isang way lang siya. So kung ang way ng dugo is pataas, dapat yung isa ay pababa. Bakit? Para ma-prevent natin yung mixtures ng oxygenated and your deoxygenated blood. Next natin, regulating your blood supply. So, paano siya nagre-regulate ng blood supply? The heart separates, paano siya nagre-regulate ng blood supply? By yung ating valves, okay? So, changes in the rate. How? How does heart regulates the blood supply, okay? Yung changes in the rate and force of the heart contraction match blood flow to the changing metabolic needs. So parang ganito siya class. For example, kailangan mo ng blood supply, ang gagawin ng puso mo, titibok ng mabilis, titibok ng malakas. Kung hindi mo kailangan ng maraming oxygen supply, anong gagawin niya? Papabagalin natin yung tibok ng puso. That's why may tachycardia tayo and may bradycardia because of that. Okay, because of that. Next natin. Okay, so pulmonary circulation and systemic circulation. So we have two types of circulation. We have your pulmonary, okay, your pulmonary circulation and your systemic circulation. So anong pinagkaiba nila? The pulmonary circulation flow blood from the heart through the lungs back to the heart and picks up oxygen and release carbon dioxide. So, ibig sabihin, itong pulmonary circulation natin, ito ay nangyayari sa ating lungs. Bakit? For oxygenation. Para magpalit yung ating carbon dioxide and ating oxygen. Next, when we say systemic circulation, the flow of blood from the heart through the body. So, from heart to the body. So, ibig sabihin, oxygenated na yung blood mo, tapos aalis yan sa heart mo para i-distribute niya yung mga oxygenated blood para ma-distribute niya yung oxygen and nutrients. That's why that is your systemic circulation. Pag kailangan ng oxygen, pulmonary circulation. Pero pag dadalhin niya na or gagamitin na ng katawan natin yung oxygen and the nutrients, that is your systemic circulation. Next natin. Okay, the location. Saan natin malolocate ang heart natin? So first, anterior to the vertebral column, posterior to the sternum. Yan. So kung makikita nyo yung middle ng inyong yung in between with your breast. Okay, tingnan mo, may parang line dyan. That is your, the what they call this one? That is the sternum. Okay, that is the sternum. And then, left of the midline. So, hindi siya mismong nasa gitna. Nasa left side siya. And deep to the second, fifth intercostal space. So, pag sinabi natin intercostal space class, kapain nyo yung ribs ninyo. So, bilangin mo, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. O fifth intercostal space, dyan natin siya makikita. And superior surface of the diaphragm. Next, shape like a blunt cone. Paano si blunt cone? Parang ganito daw. Okay? Your blunt cone is parang ganyan siya. Okay? That is your blunt cone. With an apex and a base. So, pag sinabi nating apex, this one. Ito si apex. This one si base mo. Okay? Approximately the size of your fist. So, pag clinose mo yung fist mo, that is the size of your heart. Okay? Next. Ayan siya. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, dito natin makikita. Okay? Okay? So, ito yung... sorry class. Magkabaliktad pala. This one is the base and this one will be the apex. So, yung taas mo, that is the base. Yung baba mo, that is the apex. So, ito yung ating sternum. That is your sternum. And then, mas located siya. Oh, the most side or the most part ng ating heart ay located sa left. Okay? This one is right. This one is your left. Next. Anatomy. The heart consists of 2 atria and 2 ventricles. Ano yung atria natin? Yung first natin atria, we have your left and right atrium. And ano yung ventricles natin? Your left and right ventricles. Okay? And then, pericardium. Okay? Pericardium is a double-walled sac around the heart composed of superficial, okay, your superficial fibrous pericardium and deep 2-layer serous pericardium. So in short, si pericardium natin, that is the covering of our heart. And then, this covering of the heart consists of 2 layers. We have the serous pericardium and your fibrous pericardium and your serous pericardium. Okay, ulitin natin. The pericardium is the, what they call this one, the covering of our heart. Okay? So, si pericardium natin, meron niyang 2 layer. We have your fibrous pericardium and your serous pericardium. Pag sinabi nating superficial, your fibrous pericardium, anong ginagawa ng ating fibrous or ng ating fibrous pericardium class? Your fibrous pericardium, siya ang responsible saan? Doon sa pag-overstretch ng ating puso. Okay? Your fibrous pericardium, siya ang nagme-maintain kung hanggang saan lang ba dapat mag-expand ang ating heart. And then, your serous pericardium, meron siyang parietal layers. Okay? So, it composed of your parietal, your visceral, and your pericardial cavity. Okay? Pag sinabi nating parietal, ito yung outer. Okay? Your visceral, from the word visceral, remember, always kapag may visceral kayo, ito ay yung tinatawag natin na covering sa ating puso. So, si visceral layer natin, tinatawag din natin siya na epicardium. Okay? Siya yung epicardium natin. And then, in between your parietal layer and your visceral layer, we have the pericardial cavity. And sa pericardial cavity natin, meron niyang laman na pericardial fluid. Okay? In between your pericardial, or what I mean, in between your parietal layer and your visceral layer, makikita natin si pericardial cavity. Sa pericardial cavity natin, may laman yan na fluid. Yung tinatawag natin na pericardial fluid. Okay? It's your pericardial fluid. Okay? So, anong ginagawa ng pericardial fluid natin? Your pericardial fluid is responsible for to prevent yung friction na tinatawag natin. To prevent friction. Okay? Ibig sabihin, siya ang responsible or siya ay nagkakaroon ng lubrication. Okay? Para hindi mag-rub, hindi magkaroon ng friction sa ating puso. Kasi class, ang puso natin is composed of different layer. So every time na nagko-contract yan, ang tendency class, nagra-rub silang dalawa. Pag nagra-rub sila, magkakaroon ng friction. Yung friction na yan can cause injury sa ating puso. Kaya kapag walang pericardial cavity or walang pericardial fluid, ang tendency, every time na tumitibok ang puso mo, yan ay masakit. Okay, masakit siya. Okay, next natin, orientation of the heart. 2/3 of the mass of the heart lies left. So, ibig sabihin, majority ng parts ng ating puso ay matatagpuan sa left side ng ating heart. And then, orientation of the apex of the heart, anterior, inferior, towards, and your left. Okay? Okay? Ayan. The pericardium, we have your fibrous pericardium. Ayan, sabi niya, fibrous protects and anchors the heart and prevent overfilling. So, ibig sabihin, siya yung dahilan kung hanggang saan lang dapat mag-e-expand ang heart mo. Kasi pag wala siya, ang tendency mag-over-distend yan. And then your serous pericardium allows, okay, the heart to work in relatively friction-free environment. Ito na yung sinasabi ko sa'yo, para walang friction. Bakit? Kasi kapag may friction, merong heat. Okay, this heat can cause injury sa ating puso. Pag may injury, pwedeng magkaroon ng inflammation. Okay, next. Okay, ito siya class. Oh, ito siya. So, ito si ating pericardium. Okay, this white layer, this one is your pericardium. Okay, si pericardium, okay, your pericardium and your what do you call this one, your pericardium. So etong puti na yan, ito si fibrous. Okay, etong blue natin, okay, this blue, ito yan si parietal. This red na may dikit sa ating puso, that is your visceral or your epicardium. And this space here, this one is your pericardial cavity. And dito sa gitna na to, meron tayong tinatawag na pericardial fluid. Okay? Next. Ayan. So, layers ng heart natin. Kanina, covering. Ngayon, layers ng heart natin. So, ngayon, we have 3 layers. We have the epicardium, your myocardium, and your endocardium. Pag sinabi nating epicardium, it is a visceral. Pag sinabi nating visceral, ano ulit yan? Covering. Okay? Covering ng organ. Okay? Layer of the serous pericardium provides protection against friction and rubbing organs. Okay? Next natin, we have your myocardium. From the word myo, these are muscles. Okay? These are muscles. Ayan, cardiac muscle siya. So, ito yung pinaka-thick. Okay? Pinaka-thick layer. Siya yung pinaka-makapal. Okay? Siya yung pinakamakapal na layer. Bakit? Kasi muscle siya, class. So, ito ang dahilan kung bakit mayroon tayong contraction. Siya ang dahilan kung bakit may contractility ang ating puso. Next, we have your endocardium. Pag sinabi nating endocardium, from the word endo, it's made up of endothelial layer. Covers criss-crossing, interlacing layer of the connective tissue. So, ibig sabihin, your endocardium, from the word endo, ano yan? Inner. Ito yung inner layer ng ating puso. Okay? So, your inner endocardium reduces the friction. It reduces the friction resulting from the passage of blood through the heart. So, ang ating inner layer is your endocardium, your outer layer is your epicardium, and the middle layer is your myocardium. Okay? Ngayon, next natin, ayan siya, class. O, diba? Sinabi ko sa inyo, pinakamakapal si myocardium. Siya yung ating muscles. Okay? This one is your tinatawag natin epicardium, and this one is your endocardium. Okay? Next. Okay. Anterior surface, we have your sternocostal space, right atrium, and your ventricles. Okay? So, meron tayong mga surfaces. We have your anterior surface. Pag sinabi nating anterior surface, other name niya, we have your sternocostal surface. So, pag sinabi nating sternocostal space, it composed of your right and your right atrium and your right ventricle. Next, we have your inferior surface. Pag sinabi natin inferior surface, other name niya, we have your diaphragmatic surface, composed of the right and left ventricles. And pag posterior surface naman, ito yung tinatawag nating base surface. It composed of the left atrium and your right atrium. Again, ano yung tatlo natin? We have your anterior, your inferior, and your posterior surface. Okay? Okay, next, we have your atria. Pag sinabi nating atria, receiving chambers of the heart. Siya daw yung nagre-receive ng dugo. Okay? Each atrium has a protruding auricle. Okay? Pectinate muscles mark atrial walls. So ngayon, meron tayong tinatawag na inferior superior vena cava. So si superior and your inferior vena cava, diyan manggagaling or diyan papasok yung dugo galing sa circulation mo or yung circulating blood natin. So ngayon pupunta yan at ire-receive yan ng right atrium natin. That's why sabi niya atria is the receiving chamber. Kasi diyan unang bumabagsak yung dugo galing sa circulation mo. Okay? So your veins entering the left atrium carry blood to the heart from the pulmonary circulation. Okay? So ibig niyang sabihin, yung blood daw na pupunta sa may atrium mo, dadalhin niya daw yan or ipapump niya daw yan papunta sa may pulmonary circulation. Okay? Next, your ventricles. So, si ventricles naman, discharging. From the word discharge, tinatanggal niya. So, kung si atrium, receiving, ngayon your ventricles discharging. Ibig sabihin, tinatanggal niya palabas sa puso mo. Bakit? Kasi nga, oxygenated blood na yung dala-dala niya. So, next, papillary muscles and trabecular carneal muscles mark ventricular walls. Okay, arteries carrying blood away from the heart. Arteries that carries away from the heart, we have your pulmonary trunk and your aorta. Okay, si pulmonary trunk exits the right ventricles carrying blood to the pulmonary circulation, and your aorta exits the left ventricle carrying blood to the systemic circulation. So from pulmonary circulation, pupunta na yan sa systemic circulation natin. So sinong may dahilan doon? Because of your aorta. Okay? Next, external anatomy. Huwag na yan. Okay? So ngayon, meron tayong mga heart valves. Heart valves natin, anong function niya? Ensures an unidirectional blood through the heart. So ibig sabihin, it maintains one-way flow ng dugo. Bakit kailangan ma-maintain yung one-way flow ng dugo? To prevent regurgitation. Okay? To prevent regurgitation. Okay? So may dalawa tayong types ng ating heart valve. We have your atrioventricular. Okay. So may dalawa tayong Okay, may dalawa tayong Okay, we have your atrioventricular. Okay, valves natin. Meron tayong dalawang types. We have your atrioventricular valve and your semi-lunar valve. Pag sinabi nating atrioventricular, ito daw yung matatagpuan natin in between your atrium and the ventricle. Kaya nga siya tinawag na atrioventricular. Sino yun? We have your tricuspid valve and your bicuspid valve. Okay, your tricuspid and your bicuspid. How about your semilunar? From the word semi, half, okay? Half, and lunar is moon. So, ibig sabihin, it is a half moon-like valve. Yung shape niya ay parang half moon. Sino ito? So, we have your pulmonary semi-lunar valve and your aortic. Okay, aortic semi-lunar valve. Okay, so yan yung dalawang types ng ating semilunar valve. Your pulmonary and your aortic semilunar valve. Mamaya titignan natin kung saan sila. Okay, so ngayon, puntahan natin si tricuspid mo. Si tricuspid natin, ayan, it separates, matatagpuan natin sila in between the right atrium and the right ventricle. And your bicuspid valve, makikita natin sila in between your left atrium and the left ventricle. Your bicuspid valve, tinatawag natin siyang tinatawag natin siya na mitral valve. Okay, yan ang tawag natin sa kanya. It's your mitral valve. Next. Okay, so heart, ayan, class, balikan natin to. Sabi dito, your tricuspid valve separates the right atrium and your ventricle. Your bicuspid valve separate the left atrium and the ventricle. Next natin, we have your semilunar valve. Semilunar valves prevent backflow of blood into the ventricles para hindi na daw magkaroon ng backflow sa ventricles natin. At sino yun? We have your aortic semilunar valve and your pulmonary semilunar valve. Sinabi natin, aortic semilunar valve lies between the left ventricle and the aorta. Okay? Sa left ventricle and aorta, bago lumabas or bago pumunta sa aorta, ang ating dugo, dadaan muna yan sa aortic semilunar valve mo. And then we have your pulmonary semilunar valve lies between the right ventricle and your pulmonary trunk. So, ibig sabihin, before yan pumunta sa pulmonary circulation mo, kailangan niya munang dumaan sa pulmonary semilunar valve. Bakit niya kailangan dumaan? To prevent backflow, to prevent regurgitation. Lahat ng valves natin, yan lang ang function niya, to prevent backflow and regurgitation of blood papunta sa ating ventricles. Okay, kasi kapag nagkaroon ng backflow, ang tendency, class, magkakaroon ng mixtures of blood. At these mixtures of blood, pwede yang magkaroon or mag-lead sa disorder or yung pinatawag natin na congestive heart failure. Okay? Later on, madidiscuss nyo yan kapag dating ninyo sa third year ninyo during your medical surgical nursing 1. Okay. Next. Okay, your external anatomy. Okay? Your internal anatomy ng heart natin, class. Ito si ating yan, class. Oh. This one is your pulmonary. Okay? That is your pulmonary semilunar valve. And then, this one, asan na yun? Ito, class. Okay. Yung valve dito, that is your aortic. Okay, semilunar valve. Ito, sino yan? Your tricuspid valve. And this one is your bicuspid valve. Your right atrium, the left atrium, the right ventricle, and your left ventricle. Okay? So, ito si superior vena cava and your inferior vena cava. And then, your pulmonary trunk. Ito, pulmonary trunk. Ito, your pulmonary arteries papunta sa may lungs. Your pulmonary vein. Okay? Pulmonary vein yan, papasok yan sa left atrium natin. Okay? And ito si aorta. Okay? Yan si aorta natin. Next. Okay, sabi niya, the bicuspid valve is open, the cusp of the valve are pushed by the blood into the ventricles and blood flows into the ventricles. The chordae tendineae are relaxed. Ito si chordae tendineae class. That is your chordae tendineae. Okay? Okay, route of the blood. Blood from the body flows to the right atrium, into the right ventricles, and then to the lungs. Blood returns from the lungs to the left atrium, enters the left ventricle, and is pumped back to the body. So, yan lang yung class. Mamaya, isa-isay natin yung circulation natin. O, ito class. This one is your blood circulation. Paano yan nangyayari, class? Una, pupunta yan sa ating or dadaan yan sa superior vena cava mo, and this one is your inferior wait lang. Okay, your inferior vena cava. Ngayon, pagdating niya sa inferior vena cava mo, ang tendency, class, dadaan, okay? Yung tubig dyan, or what I mean, the blood, pupunta yan sa ating right atrium. Okay? Pupunta yan sa right atrium natin. Okay? Superior, and then pupunta sa right atrium. Next, pagpunta rin sa right atrium, kailangan niyang pumunta sa ating right ventricle. But before siyang pumunta sa right ventricle, dadaan muna siya sa valve. Sino yun? Your tricuspid valve. Dadaan siya sa tricuspid valve. After niya makadaan sa tricuspid valve, yung dugo, kailangan niya nang pumunta sa may right ventricle. Kaya pupunta na yan sa right ventricle natin. After niyang pumunta yung dugo dito, ipapump ni right ventricle mo yan papunta sa may pulmonary trunk mo. But before siya makapunta sa pulmonary trunk mo, dadaan muna siya sa valve. Sino yun? Your pulmonary semilunar valve. Pag nakadaan na siya sa pulmonary semilunar valve mo, that's the time na pupunta yan sa pulmonary trunk mo. Ngayon, pupunta yan sa left and right lungs mo. Before siya makapunta sa left and right lungs mo, pupunta muna siya sa pulmonary arteries. Pag sinabi nating pulmonary arteries, this is the only artery that carries, okay? That carries deoxygenated blood. Okay? Yan lang yung tanging artery na nagke-carry ng deoxygenated blood. Pagpunta niya dito sa pulmonary arteries niya, pupunta na yang sa lungs mo. Anong gagawin dyan sa lungs mo? For oxygenation. Okay? Pupunta yan sa lungs mo for oxygenation. Pag once na nagkaroon na ng oxygenation, meron ng palitan ng oxygenated or ng oxygen and carbon dioxide sa RBC natin, that's the time na babalik yan sa ating heart. Babalik yan sa ating heart. Sinong dadaanan niya? Your pulmonary, or what I mean, your pulmonary veins. Okay? Dadaan yan sa pulmonary veins mo. Pagdaan niya sa pulmonary veins, always remember, class, the pulmonary veins, this is the only vein that carries oxygenated blood. Okay? Yan lang ang tanging veins natin sa katawan na nagke-carry ng oxygenated blood. Ngayon, pagpunta ng ating blood dito sa may ating left or sa ating pulmonary vein, bababa yan dito sa ating left atrium. Bababa yan sa ating left atrium. Pagbaba niyan sa left atrium natin, si left atrium mo magko-contract at dadalhin niya yung dugo kay ating left ventricle. But before siya makapunta, kailangan niyang dumaan sa valve. At sino yun? Your bicuspid valve or your mitral valve. Pagdaan niya dyan, pupunta na yung dugo kay left ventricle mo at yung left ventricle mo magko-contract ng malakas. Bakit? Kasi kailangan niyang dalihin yung dugo papunta sa may aorta mo. But, kailangan niya munang dumaan sa valve. Sino yun? Your aortic semilunar valve. Pag nakadaan na yan sa aortic semilunar valve mo, lalabas na yan papunta sa aorta, and then your coronary arteries, pupunta yan sa katawan mo. Okay? Pupunta yan sa aorta mo hanggang pumunta sa katawan mo. Pag bumalta na sa katawan mo yan, magkakaroon na tayo. O ngayon, susuplayan niya na yung body cells mo or your organs mo ng nutrients and other oxygen or oxygen, sabi ko. Kasi 'di ba, kailangan ng cells natin ng oxygen para sila ay mabuhay. So kung hindi magtitibok ang puso mo, ang tendency walang oxygen supply ang ating katawan, kaya nga ang mangyayari pwedeng mamatay ang mga cells natin. Kaya napaka-importante na magkaroon ng pumping, okay, ng contractility ang ating puso. Next, we have your blood supply. Okay, your coronary artery branch of the aorta to supply the heart. And blood returns from the heart tissue to the right atrium through coronary sinus and cardiac vein. Okay, ito this one. Okay, this one. Yung mga different veins natin. Next. Ito class, kung mapapansin ninyo, this portion, okay, this portion, wala siyang markings na red. Ibig sabihin, may occlusion, may narrowing, okay, may blockage, kasi hindi siya nalagyan ng kulay or dugo. Okay, next. Okay, next natin, we have your electrical activity ng heart natin. Pag sinabi nating electrical activity, anong diagnostic test na nagme-measure ng electrical conductivity? Your ECG. Okay? Your ECG, it measures the electrical activity ng ating puso. Ano si ECG natin? Your electrocardiogram. Okay? Your electrocardiogram or your Okay, your ECG is your electrocardiogram or electrocardiograph. Okay, so electrocardiogram, it measures your ECG. Okay, your ECG measures the electrical activity ng ating puso. Okay. After depolarization, the partial repolarization, okay, ito na lang class, para mas maintindihan nyo ng mabuti yung tinatawag natin electrical conductivity ng ating puso. So ngayon, meron tayong tinatawag kasi na yung PQRST wave. So kung alam niyo yung ECG na parang may parang may mga lines na lumalabas sa papel, that is your ECG. Okay? That is your ECG. So ngayon, pag sinabi nating depolarization, ano yan? Contractility. Okay? Pag depolarization, pag depo, contractility, and pag repo, ano yan? Relaxation. Okay? Relaxation. Until what time ka doon? Bakit mag-lipstick? Okay? Okay, action potential ng muscles natin.
More on money. Okay? More on money. Next, we have your bipolar 2 disorder. May major depression siya. More on major depression and may hypomania. Okay? So, pag si bipolar 1 po, more on mania, and there is a depressive episode kapag bipolar 2, major depression and hypomania. Okay, ang meron dyan. Next one, we have your cyclotimic disorder, chronic mood disturbance at least 2 years. Okay? 2 years po ang duration niya. Meron po siyang hypomanic episode and elevated mood. Okay? Hypomanic episode and elevated. Next one, we have your substance or medication-induced bipolar disorder. This is caused by your substance abuse.
Okay, so puntahan natin yung electrical conductivity ng ating puso. Wait lang class, tingnan lang ako dito kung meron. Insert lang ako. Okay, insert photo.
Librium po ang gamot. Kapag bipolar po, lithium naman ang gamot. Okay? So, tatandaan, ang level niya dapat is 0.6 to 1.2 milliequivalents per liter, or ang therapeutic level niya is 1 to 1.5 milliequivalents per liter. Pag toxic level niya is more than 1.5.
Okay, this one is the electrical conductivity. Okay, electrical
Siya magiging effective kapag after 2 weeks. Kaya kailangan ko muna siya
or electrical conduction system.
for the
Okay? So ngayon class, para tumibok ang ating puso, kailangan niya ng electrical impulse. Kailangan niya ng electrical impulse. So kung walang electrical impulse, walang contractility ng ating puso. So ngayon, meron tayong mga tinatawag na different nodes in the heart. Okay? So meron tayong tinatawag na your SA node and your AV node. Okay? Pag sinabi nating SA node, ayan ay sinus atrial node. Okay? Your sinoatrial node. Ayan, si SA node, sinoatrial node. And then your AV node is the atrioventricular node. Okay, puntahan natin class. This one is your SA node. Okay? Yan si SA node mo. Pag sinabi natin SA node, siya yung primary pacemaker ng ating puso. It is the primary pacemaker ng ating puso. Pag sinabi nating primary pacemaker, diyan nagsisimula ang electrical impulse. Diyan nagsisimula ang contractility. So sa kanya nang gagaling ang electrical impulse natin. And your SA node, kaya niyang mag-cause ng 60 to 100 beats per minute. Kaya niyang mag-fire ng 60 to 100 beats per minute. That's why nga normal pulse rate natin is 60 to 100. Next natin we have this one, your AV node. Okay? This one is your AV node. Pag sinabi nating AV node, yan naman daw class listen. Pag hindi, for example, wala si SA node, hindi siya nagpa-function, ano mangyayari sa puso natin? I-stop ba yan mag-contract or tutuloy pa rin? Magko-contract pa rin ba ang puso or hindi na kapag wala ang SA node? Okay? Magko-contract pa rin. Bakit? Because your AV node kaya niyang makapag-produce ng 40 to 60 beats per minute. Kaya niya makapag-fire ng electrical impulse ng 40 to 60 beats per minute. Okay? So ngayon class, ganito yung nangyayari. Your SA node, dyan manggagaling yung ating contractility. Okay? Dyan magsisimula. Magko-contract yan, ipapasa niya kay AV node. Pagpasa niya kay AV node mo, anong mangyayari? Your AV node, ipapasa niya yung electrical conductivity natin sa ating bundle of His. Okay? But ipapasa niya kay bundle of His. And then, pag nakapunta na yan kay bundle of His, dito si bundle of His natin, ibibigay niya yan kay left. Okay? Kay left and right bundle branches. At pag na-deliver na yan kay right and left branches natin, that's the time na ibibigay niya dito sa pinakamaliit natin, your Purkinje fibers. Okay? So, kaya nagkakaroon tayo ng electrical conductivity because of this. Kaya tayo nagkakaroon ng tinatawag natin class. Kaya may ganito because of your electrical conduction system. So, ganito yan class. Pag once na nagkaroon ng firing ang ating SA node, anong gagawin niya? Magko-contract si right atrium natin. Magko-contract yan. Kaya tayo merong P-wave. Okay? Meron tayong P-wave na sinasabi. P-wave. Okay? Pag sinabi nating P-wave class, ito ay your right atrium contractility. So, nag-contract ang ating right atrium, kaya nga may paumbok, kaya nga may pabundok siya because nag-contract ang ating right atrium. Ngayon, ipapasa niya yan kay AV node natin. Ngayon, pagpasa niya kay AV node mo, kung mapapansin ninyo, may flat line dito, class. Bakit may flat line? Para may chance or may time pa na i-fill niyang dugo itong right ventricle natin. Kasi kailangan mapuno si right ventricle bago niya ipump papunta sa pulmonary circulation natin. So ngayon, kaya siya may flat line dyan para magkaroon ng delay, para magkaroon ng filling time or mabigyan ng filling time si right ventricle natin. So ngayon, pag puno na ang ating right ventricle, ngayon, your AV node, ipapasa niya yung electrical conductivity dito sa ating bundle of His papunta sa left and right branches, papunta sa may Purkinje fibers natin. Pag nakarating na yung what they call this one, pag nakarating na yung electrical conductions or electrical impulse ng ating puso sa Purkinje fibers, ang mangyayari, magko-contract naman si your right ventricle. Kaya nga meron tayong tinatawag na your QRS. Okay? Pag sinabi natin this one is your QRS complex. So pag sinabi natin complex, hindi lang iisa ang activity na nangyayari dyan. Dalawa. Ano yun? Nag-contract. Okay? Nag-contract si ventricle. Okay. Right ventricle contraction. Okay? And nag-relax ang ating right atrium relaxation. Okay? Nagkaroon ng relaxation sa right atrium natin. Kaya complex kasi dalawa. Dalawa daw ang nangyayari. At text natin, anong gagawin? Pag once na nag-contract na yan, bibigay niya yan kay right ventricle. And then, anong mangyayari? Magkakaroon ulit ng contractility. At siya na si P-wave natin. Okay? So, nangyayari sa P-wave natin, to sum up lang class, sa P-wave, QRS, and your T-wave, P-wave ay, ito ay, we have your right atrium depolarization. So, depolarization. Then, sa QRS natin, depolarization and repolarization. Repolarization. And then, this one, we have your depola. Okay? Yan yung nangyayari sa ating tinatawag na, okay, your electrical conductivity ng ating puso. Okay, ano yun? The ECG. ECG measures the electrical activity ng ating puso. That is the diagnostic test. Okay? Isa siya sa mga diagnostic test. Okay. Okay. Next. Okay, your systole and your diastole. Pag sinabi natin systole, ano yan? Contraction.
Ano?
Pag systole,
Oh.
contraction or relaxation?
Tinatanong mo sila?
Okay, so contraction, it's your atrial systole. Okay, it is a contraction of the atria. And then, diastole, relaxation. Okay, systole, contractility. Diastole, relaxation. Okay. Okay. So ngayon, meron naman tayong measurement ng cardiac output natin. So si cardiac output, okay, pag sinabi natin cardiac output, ayan, okay, proportional to cardiac output. Pag sinabi natin cardiac output, the amount of blood pumped by the heart per minute. So kung ilan daw yung pinump ng heart natin ng dugo, that is your cardiac output. So, paano natin kukunin si cardiac output? So, your cardiac output is equals to heart rate times the stroke volume. So, again, your cardiac output is equals to heart rate times your stroke volume. So, paano natin kukunin yan? For example, si cardiac output natin, your heart rate natin, ayan, your heart rate is 72 beats per minute. And then, yung stroke volume natin is 70 ml or 70 beats. So, anong gagawin mo dyan? Anong gagawin mo? Si 72, ita-times mo yan kay 70. At anong mangyayari? Ano makukuha natin? 5,040. So, ibig sabihin, 5,040 or 5 liters per minute daw ang kayang ipump ng ating puso. Okay? It's 5 liters per minute daw ang kayang ipump ng puso natin na dugo. Okay? Cardiac reserve is difference between resting and maximal cardiac output. Okay? So last natin class, okay, so we have your different types ng immunity natin. Meron tayong different types ng immunity. Okay, so we have your immunity. Okay, so ngayon sa immunity natin, we have your natural. Yes. Okay, so ngayon class, meron tayong tinatawag na your natural and your artificial immunity. Okay, so we have your artificial immunity. From the word natural class, natural yan na pinoproduce ng ating katawan. Pag sinabi nating artificial, nag-undergo yan ng laboratory. Nag-undergo yan ng laboratory. And then aside from that, meron tayong tinatawag na active ulit. Okay, may tinatawag tayong active and your passive immunity. Okay? Meron tayong tinatawag na active and your passive immunity. So ngayon, meron tayong active and passive, kaya meron din tayong tinatawag na natural active and your natural passive. Meron din tayong artificial active and your artificial passive. Anong pinagkaiba nitong apat na to? From the word natural active. So pag sinabi nating natural, ginawa ng ating katawan. So anong best example natin dito? For example, yung antibodies na na-produce ng ating katawan nung nagkasakit tayo. So anong sakit yun? For example, yung chickenpox natin. 'Di ba sabi nung mga matatanda, pag nagka-chickenpox ka na, hindi ka na magkaka-chickenpox ulit. Bakit? Kasi yung ating katawan nag-produce siya ng antibodies. Okay, yung antibodies na yan, siya yung mag-protect sa ating katawan if ever na pumasok ulit yung virus na causative agent ng ating chickenpox. Okay, pag once na nakapasok yung microorganism na nag-cause ng chickenpox, ma-recognize ng katawan natin yan, okay, ito yung dating pumasok sa akin. Kaya nung gagawin niya, papatahin niya agad. Kaya hindi ka na magkakaroon ng chickenpox. Next natin, we have your natural passive. Sinabi niya natural, ginawa ng katawan, and then passive, pinasa sa'yo. At anong best example natin dito? Breast milk. Okay? Pwede natin siyang makuha sa breast milk. Bakit? Because we have antiglobulins sa ating breast milk. At yun ay magpro-protect sa atin against diseases. And next, we have your artificial active. Pag sinabi nating artificial, nag-undergo siya ng laboratory. At anong pwedeng maging artificial active natin? Vaccines. Okay? Yung vaccines natin, yung anti-COVID ninyo, yung mga API natin, or yung mga vaccination ninyo during your childhood. O nung baby kayo, di ba, vinavaccine kayo? That is the example of artificial active. How about your tawag na nito, your artificial passive? From the word artificial, ano yan? Ginawa. And then, pag sinabi nating passive, pinasa sa'yo. Okay? So, ano yung mga example natin ng artificial active immunity? Or, what I mean, tama, artificial passive para. So, again, your artificial passive immunity. Ano yun? Your immunoglobulins. Okay? So, ano example natin dito? Your immunoglobulins. Okay? So, ngayon, kinuha nila yan sa iba. So, for example, pag sinabi kasi nating immunoglobulins, kinuha nila sa iba at pinasa sa'yo or in-inject sa'yo. So, anong best example dito? For example, kumuha sila ng stem cell sa kabayo, tapos yan, i-inject sa'yo. That is the example of your act or artificial passive. Okay, basta pag natural yan, ginawa ng katawan, and then pag sinabi nating artificial, nag-undergo ng laboratory. Active, yaan, okay, ongoing pa siya. Pag passive, pinasa lang sa'yo. So ngayon, at natural active natin, nagkaroon ka ng sakit, nagkaroon ka ng antibodies, may protection ka. Natural passive, natural, ginawa ng katawan, passive, pinasa sa'yo. Pass, from the word pass. O ano yan? Breast milk. Next, artificial active. From the word artificial, nag-undergo ng laboratory. So ano yun? Your vaccination. And lastly, we have your artificial passive, we have your immunoglobulins. Nag-undergo yan ng test or nag-undergo yan ng laboratory, and then galing yan sa ibang source. Kaya artificial and then passive. Okay, your immunoglobulins.